Hello, Crosswatchers of Cancer. This is going to be a general video for those of you who are curious about a Cancer in your life. If you are watching this video as a Cancer, guys, keep in mind these are still general readings, so the same rule applies as any other general reading. It may resonate, it may not resonate, but I promise you this, if Spirit has brought you here, there's at least one message in here for you, okay? And if you're watching as a Cancer, keep in mind also, maybe your person is not cross-watching on my channel for you. Maybe your person doesn't believe in tarot readings, or maybe they're not checking out readings. So there's always that possibility too. But these videos are aimed for the cross-watcher. I'm not about spilling tea. I'm not about doing any kind of spying. My intention here is that information be brought in that's going to bring about healing, that's going to bring about positive growth, that's going to be beneficial and helpful for everyone involved, and to bring about closure or healing if needed. All right, so we're talking about high vibes here. We're not talking about invading anybody's privacy. All right, so in the beginning of the week, my dears, you all have Hierophant coming up for the foundation of the situation between you and your Cancer. So this is going to apply in different ways. Hierophant to me is a card about structure, order, discipline, and commitment. Okay, commitment. So if you're currently dealing with a Cancer, like you guys are dating, or you're in a relationship, then there's something happening here where there might be discussion in July about taking it to the next step, about taking it to the next level. Whether that be putting an official label on the relationship if you haven't already, or if you already are, having an official label. Maybe it's about getting engaged, or setting a date, or moving in together. Something about the next step or a commitment here. But traditionally, Hierophant is like, like that traditional commitment or marriage. So if you're dealing with a Cancer that maybe disappeared on you, or felt like, you might feel ghosted by this person, or you feel like they rejected you when they went for somebody else, and you're kind of just watching this video and you're trying to figure out what happened, then the Hierophant would be saying that what most likely happened is that your Cancer felt like maybe they were going to have to do a lot of work to be with you. Like there was maybe things that they were going to have to work on, or there were things that they were going to have to change about themselves. And maybe that felt a little bit overwhelming. So they may have ran off or run away to a relationship that they weren't going to take as seriously, or somebody that they knew was going to let them get away with a little bit more. A lot of it depends, you guys, on the vibration of your Cancer. Are you dealing with a high vibe Cancer, or are you dealing with a low vibe Cancer? Okay, if you're dealing with a lower vibe Cancer, they might be running away from commitment, and that's why you have had the rifts, or the situations that you have had. Maybe in some ways they've been sabotaging the connection with you. If you're dealing with a more high vibe Cancer, then this person is getting into really figuring out the structure, order, commitment that they want to have in their life. So they might be opening up and being in the stages of wanting to discuss this with you, or they might be seeking to try to find the right person, and they might be trying to figure out, do we have the same things in common? Do we have the same principles? Do we have the same ethics? They might be paying attention to that sort of thing. Next we have the Three of Fire. So this is very promising. You just went from the Hierophant to the Three of Fire. And the Three of Fire is about going out into like that uncharted territory. It's the point of no return. You're entering a time of expansion, of growth. Really going out to create something, to build something, coming together, cooperating, collaborating. So there's definitely a sense of teamwork or partnership that's going to be coming up between you all in the month of July. If you are dealing with someone who you are waiting to hear from, or you're hoping to hear from. Three of Fire tells me if you're not in communication with your Cancer. Three of Fire tells me that they may be in an energy where they're realizing that they got to get their life together, or they're realizing that maybe they've just kind of been stuck. And Three of Fire is like they're wanting to go out and find themselves. They're wanting to go out and get themselves established in some way. Three of Fire for me also in my reading sometimes can be someone who's thinking about the potential of relocation. I have a couple of cards that to me are like the relocation cards, and Three of Fire to me is one of those, but it might also be traveling, like traveling for work, or traveling and just trying to think about keeping an open mind about, setting themselves up in some way financially where maybe they can go and live wherever they want to live, or they can take time off whenever they want to take off. There's this sense of exploration for me that comes with the Three of Fire. It's also very much an entrepreneur card as well, so you might be dealing with a Cancer that's really kind of collaborating or working with others and trying to get some kind of business going. I do feel some of you are dealing with a Cancer who is going to be away on work or traveling for work. There might be some kind of something coming up where you all may be spending some time apart, but it feels to me like you all are eager to come back together again or spend time together again. So it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of energy. Next we have the Star. And this, my dears, as is the Hierophant, which I forgot to mention, please forgive me, but as is the first card you received and this card, both of these are Major Arcana cards. And in my readings, when Major Arcana cards come up, when I'm reading about people, like people in a situation, it tells me that there's a strong soulmate connection. Okay, some soulmates are romantic, some soulmates are not. But if we're looking into a love reading, then obviously it's a romantic soulmate. But Hierophant to me is, that commitment, and the Star to me is making long-term plans. Usually when the Star card comes up, it's wanting us to know a couple of things. It wants us to know that whatever happened in the past, like the hardest point or the most difficult point, is behind you, and you can expect for things to begin to get better now. The Star card is long-term plans, taking any chaos and turning it into beauty, shining through whatever darkness you've been through, coming out on top. There's a lot of very powerful, powerful messages that come in with the Star. The Star is also about long-term like retirement plans, like comfortable retirement, far into your retirement years, more than one avenue of income, things like that. So your partner or your Cancer might also be really focused on very, very long-term future, okay? And they may be holding you in a very high regard. They may be seeing you as their future. They may be seeing you as this star, as this inspiration, as this muse type of person. It could also be that they're coming into their confidence at this time, and they're feeling like they're ready to really go out and make things happen. I'm hearing dreams are becoming a reality. So maybe in some ways, a lot of you have been dealing with a Cancer who you felt for a really long time they were sitting on the fence. But we have Hierophant coming in, we've got Three of Fire coming in, we've got the Star card coming in. So all of this is telling us that your Cancer is making a decision to begin moving forward. Those of you who are not in communication with your Cancer, these cards are telling me that they're thinking about you. They're wanting to circle back towards you or back your way, but maybe they're not ready yet. They still got to go through the growth, and they still have to reach this star. You're more kind of like twinkling off in the distance. You're like that north star that the sailor has to follow. So they're wanting to find you. They're wanting to come back to you, but they might be telling themselves that they have time, or that they're still like, not now, later, like I still have work to do, or I'm still not ready yet, like that kind of thing. But know this, Cancer sees your worth, Cancer sees your value. And Cancer knows that you're a special person. Now, if you're dealing with an injured Cancer or a wounded Cancer or a low vibrational Cancer, they're going to run away from this connection. They're going to run like nobody's business. If you're already in communication with this person, though, there's a good chance that they're beginning to make a decision to move forward and to begin making long-term plans. And sure enough, next we have Messenger of Fire. Okay, so this is gonna be a very passionate energy, very passionate connection. Wanting to connect with that, physical intimacy kind of energy. Very, very fiery energy. For some of you, what's happening is that as you are moving forward and making plans with your Cancer, those of you who are coming into a more serious commitment, you may have a temptation that you're having to face. You may have somebody who's turning your head, where you're like, whoa, what's going on over here? So some of you are having to make a decision between your Cancer and somebody else. And for whatever reason, I have a very strong feeling that whoever this distraction is, whoever this temptation is, it doesn't feel like a new person to me. It feels like somebody from the past. So what you need to know, Crosswatcher, for those of you who are going to have this temptation, it feels to me like somebody who's come in and out before. Like somebody who's like, you guys are together, it's hot and heavy, and they pull away, or they disappear, or they ghost, and then they reappear again. And so when they come back around this time, and they see you with your Cancer, they're all of a sudden like, oh my goodness, like, no, 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 no. You're not going to move on. You're not going to have these serious commitment plans with this person. You need to be with me. You need to choose me. And they're going to talk a good game. But know this, they're going to disappear again. Like, very, very high probability this is somebody who's going to disappear again. Now, keep in mind, these are general readings. So if you are faced with that situation, you may need to get a private reading just to make sure. But this does feel to me like many of you are dealing with that kind of an energy. Those of you who've been estranged from your Cancer, where you haven't been in communication, or you haven't spoken, this Mercury retrograde may be bringing them back around your way, and they may be coming in really hot. They may be coming in very heavy, right? But remember how I said you're that star. They're looking for you, they're searching for you, but they're not ready for you yet. But that Mercury retrograde energy, that passion they have for you, the fond memories they have of you, can cause them to come in pretty hot and pretty heavy. And they, again, can be very convincing that they want to be with you, that they want to move forward with you. But this Messenger of Fire is saying, let them prove it before you give in. As intense as the connection is, and as convincing and as genuine, as sincere as they seem, and they may be very genuine, they may be very sincere in that moment, but they haven't calculated the cost. They haven't calculated the requirement. And so when the passion is said and done, and they come back into reality, they're going to go disappearing again if you're dealing with a lower vibrational Cancer, or a Cancer that still has some healing to do. So keep that in mind as well, my darlings. Your next card here is Four of Fire. This is wedding bells. This is marriage plans. So if you're already with your Cancer, you guys are dating, things have been progressing, it's going to continue to progress. You're coming into commitment. You're coming into engagement rings and wedding bells and setting the date and all of that wonderful stuff. If you're already married, there's going to be a rebirth of passion in this relationship. There's going to be like a kind of committing to the relationship. Some of you may even be planning some kind of like a vow renewal kind of ceremony or something like that, or you're planning a special little getaway just to kind of give yourselves a second little honeymoon, or maybe you never got to have a honeymoon and this is your first honeymoon even though you've been together for a while. If you are with a Cancer that you have not heard from, okay, they can be resurfacing and they are going to most probably disappear again. But Four of Fire is telling me that they're going to want to come back again and establish something with you. So just for those of you who have the separation, do yourself a favor. let your Cancer get it together before you let them back in, or before you go opening up your heart or opening up anything else to them for that matter. You know what I'm talking about. Let them get it together first. Let them get established. Let them kind of prove themselves before you go throwing this door open. Because what you have happening is you have somebody that is realizing this powerful connection between the two of you, and they're spooking themselves out, they're scaring themselves, and they're running away, and then they're coming back, and then they're running away and they're coming back. So let them be here first. Let them get established. Let them be consistently here before you go opening up to them. But for the other ones of you who are dealing with a Cancer who's like done their work, they're pretty much healed, or they're higher vibrational, there's a big move towards commitment, solid plans, again, like planning the future, planning a retirement. You might be investing, those of you who've been together for a while, you may be investing in a retirement property, or you may be investing together in a retirement plan, or what you all are going to do when you grow old together, all of that good stuff. So this is positive. This is a very strong connection. This is a soulmate connection. And depending on where your Cancer is on their journey, you know, it might be happening now, or it may be in the works. And so I think we kind of went over that and we explained that. I would really encourage you guys to watch your own love reading for July, because this is cross watching. So watch the video for your sun sign for the month of July. It should be posting within 48 hours of this video posting. The love videos for July should be up. And you may need a private reading, like I said. But guys, sometimes we get so carried away with the love readings and the cross watching videos that we forget about ourselves. And that's why on this channel I do it separately. You guys have the cross watching video and the love video separate, but every single week I do a weekly forecast for all of the sun signs, sun, moon, and rising, so that you guys can focus on you. We get so carried away with love and relationship that sometimes we forget about ourselves. So please, 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 guys, don't forget about you. Watch the weekly forecasts. Give yourself that gift. Give yourself something to focus about you and nobody else, your journey. And then, you know, obviously we still have the love readings too, but don't forget about you. I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a wonderful July.